Happy Friday. It's, oh Lord, what is it? The 9th. It is November 9th. It's my father-in-law's birthday today. So happy birthday to my father-in-law, who, as far as I know, doesn't watch these. But if he does, happy birthday. Anyway. Oh, garbage can stank. Just watched the video TRG 4U TV or something like that. I don't know. This fine fella gave shout out to Earl for turning him on to Google in public forums. Now that he's Googled public forums, he has determined that courthouses are limited public forums because you have to ask permission to film in them. Kids these days. It's not, just in case you were wondering. I'm trying to say this in a way that will get me hearts from Michelle, because I live for hearts from Michelle, and I only get hearts from Michelle if I'm nice. So this is me desperately trying to be nice. So this fine fella, he goes to the courthouse armed with the administrative order that says you can't film inside the courthouse unless you have permission. He has the administrative order. He doesn't have permission. He then plays the game where after the deputies tell him you can't film in here, he then plays I'm just trying to have civil discourse while he's filming. While he's actively violating the court order that is in his pocket, or the administrative order that's in his pocket, he's playing dumb. People aren't stupid, and they understand what you're doing. So if you don't understand why people who are actively tasked with maintaining the rules of the court, why they get upset when you're actively breaking those rules, I don't even know if they really got upset. They didn't end up arresting him for trespass, even though he was being silly about it. Anyway, if you want to get permission to film, the key is to not walk in there filming. You probably don't even know how to walk in there. I just call the court clerk, ask them the process. You probably have to you can probably email something in. Maybe you have to mail it in, have the judge sign it. They'll walk you through it if the judge wants to do it. But yeah, you're gonna have to give them your information, your name, your address, the who, what, when, where, why, and how you plan on filming. So that's the way to do it. You don't get to violate the court order while you're asking the judge if you can film. You got to actually wait until you get the permission to film inside the building. But one of the dangers of trying to Google forum analysis is that people who aren't trained are very likely to get it wrong. If you go back to the beginning of my channel, I got it wrong a lot. I still probably get little things wrong, but I'm getting less and less wrong as time goes by, because there you go. Practice makes perfect. The courts didn't come up with forums to put rules on people. The courts came up with forums to give lower courts a tool to analyze when and how it was appropriate for the government to infringe upon the First Amendment. What made it right? What made it reasonable? The government doesn't change. The government can't just say, this park is now a non-public forum, generally speaking. So it's not something that they use to try to control people. It's something that the court uses to analyze whether or not a particular law or rule or whatever violates the First Amendment. In U.S. v. Grace, it says pretty plainly, it is dicta, but it's backed up by actually how the courts operate. The courts are non-public forums. If you look at how the Supreme Court regulates speech in it, you'll see that the Supreme Court is very comfortable with a court being a non-public forum. Lower courts are also very comfortable with the court being a non-public forum. And there's still freedom of the press in a court. You know, the press can go in there and take notes and everything. They've just restricted the freedom to film. So don't confuse freedom of the press and freedom to film. They're different. Finally, there can be expressive activities in a non-public forum. If you look at USPS v. Coquinda, there's lots of expressive activities that are allowed on post office property. Filming just happens to not be one of them. So beware the foils and foibles of Googling it. You can get it wrong. We're seeing over and over again that people who are Googling it get it wrong. Finbar Martin, classic example. The guy just drops links all day long of things he doesn't understand or things that are wrong. Anyway, I'll put a link to that guy's video. It's somewhat entertaining. I hope I was nice enough to get a heart from Michelle today. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.